Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. And once again, the star of the today's show is too big to present it in the studio, so we will head out in a second to find out more about Yardcare's M800plus, the newest lawn mowing robot that promises to deliver an even more hassle-free experience than any other thing out there. And also, as we know it these days, no wires, no worries, so you can just unpack it, put it on your green, and you should be good to go. If this is really the case, we are here to find that out. And as always, a great product journey starts with a box.
And that's about it with the content of the box, so let's get the mower out of the foil. And the most noticeable difference compared to pretty much all the other robot mowers out there are the side-mounted charging contacts. They connect to the charging stations through these massive prongs, definitely a different approach, and I can't really point out any clear pros or cons from that placement, but it sure does stand out, so much to that. But let's pop the hood, or better said, flip it over and take a look underneath. We've got two guide wheels for stability and of course the classic spinning disc with 3 razor-like blades. And something that's actually not that common, sadly, to be honest, the Yardcare comes with a full set of replacement blades right out of the box, so that's a big plus for me, love that. And back to the cutting unit, you can adjust it in 5 steps using this big turquoise dial right here on top of the mower. All it does is change the distance between the blades and the ground at a fixed ratio. So the lowest setting there is 20 mil and the highest goes up to 60 mil. So yeah, for the best results, your grass shouldn't really grow taller than 65 millimeter. But honestly, that's not a surprise when it comes to robot mowers. That's common with all of those things. But what's not so common is that you don't need to do anything more than just install the charging station, and then you are good to go and can start mowing your lawn. I mean, of course, your property should meet the requirements for that visual recognition system to work. So if you have clear walls, if you have fences on the edges of your property, that thing can start mowing immediately. And that is exactly what we are going to do. Let's just mow a little bit of grass. The reason for that limitations is because it comes with a built-in vision camera, which means it can difference between your lawn and, well, everything else because of visual cues or interpretation of its surroundings. So that's pretty clever, and the way it moves is also quite interesting because it starts with this nice clean bow shape pattern where everything looks super neat and organized, and after that it switches things up and goes into a random pass for the next 60 minutes. Kind of like giving your grass a second pass from different angles to make sure it's all evenly cut. And I've got to say, I'm really impressed with how well it managed to recognize all the edges of my property. Normally you would expect a mower like this to get confused around flower beds, pathways, or those tricky little corners like this toy kitchen we have here, but it just keeps gliding along, spotting every boundary without missing a beat. It really gives you the feeling that the mower knows exactly where your lawn begins and ends, which is huge if you don't want it wandering off or messing up the edges. And it doesn't stop there. When you take a closer look, like here at the front and end of the mower rolling up to some toys left on the lawn, you can see the visual recognition of an obstacle kicks in. It instantly spots the obstacle and smoothly adjusts its directions. No bumps, no drama. What's even cooler is that the thing can actually recognize around 150 types of obstacles.
And I have to admit, I'm really impressed how well the M800 managed those edges of the grass fields to my terrace. So he really never touched the wooden part of it. Of course, he just tries to mow along it, so one wheel will go on the wood so he can cut the grass evenly along the edge. And as you can see, I mean, of course, it's not perfect, but that's normal, I would say. I mean, maybe it is perfect if I let it run 3-4 times, but to be honest, I'm quite happy with a result like that. And afterwards I normally work with my trimmer or my regular mower. So it's just easier, and most of the time it does the job. If I really want it perfect, I get out my scissors and start to cutting it down. But for all the other days, I'm perfectly fine with a result like that. And I'm impressed how well he detected that edge. That said, it's a little bit of a downside for me that you don't have any accessories in the box to block out areas. I mean, I'm totally fine if a mower can't detect or can't handle zones via GPS or something like that. But then give me an easy option to close off parts of my property, because basically, as said in the beginning, our property here is really perfect for a mower like that because it has clean edges, it has fences, it has walls. But right now I have a construction site in part of my garden, so I don't want it to get there because there are also workers and stuff that could be in the way. I mean, the obstacle avoidance works perfectly. I never had any troubles with it. I tested this with different stuff that are put in the way of the mower. It always managed to maneuver around it. So that said, perfect, really. But that doesn't change the fact that I sometimes want to close off parts of my property. I don't want it to be mown all the time. So that's a little bit sad. On the other side, happy with the edge detection, happy with the obstacle detection. And yeah.
Overall, I've got to say I'm really happy with the results of the M800plus. So you can clearly see its clean and organized mowing pattern once again right here, and the lawn itself is looking super tidy. The whole job took about an hour, and honestly it left me more than satisfied. But here's the thing, if there's ever a stubborn patch of grass that somehow escapes the first pass, the M800plus actually has a little ace up its sleeve to deal with that as well.
You can of course just use the spiral mode for the mower, so it spirals on the place it's right now, so he will really deep mow on the place it's standing at the moment. So let's just try this out. I mean, I don't have a really stubborn patch here because he did a really good job in mowing everything here. So, but just for the showing sake, let's do a little spin with our M800. And that's about it from my side about Yardcare's M800plus. So yeah, it's really a hassle-free experience. Just get it out of the box, put it on your green, and you're good to go. If you have a property with clear visible edges, so it doesn't have to be a physical wall or fence, it's enough if you have, so like you've seen in my video, my terrace or what, something like that, some optical barriers. So if you have some wood there, or just another floor type like concrete or anything else, the M800 will respect that and only mow the green of yours. But if you want to have different zones on your green, on your grass, this is not for you. Everyone else that has clear edges, go get it. It's worth the money, I would say, and does the job well. So if you want to find out more about it, check out the description below. And if you have any questions, drop us a comment. If you liked that video, we would appreciate a thumbs up, and follow the channel, and of course hit the bell button so you don't miss a new video. And so long, I wish you a beautiful garden and say bye bye.